Let's see. Hopefully it can hold out. So Thursday, 24th of April, 100k pie, fast approaching. We seem to have really, really, really broken some really good stuff since basically, kind of just since Monday into Tuesday into that close. Up here, this little one here, and then we obviously had the big pump candle up to the yearly open. Now, in the short term, in the very, very short term, we seem to have got a nice bit of break of structure. So the first one was actually this lit grab. If this goes like that, this was the first one, the first like small micro one from here. And you definitely could have pulled a fib and shorted this area up here due to the stop only being about, I mean, you could have put that 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 1% if you really wanted to have it a little bit wider. And that was probably the first trade that you could have taken up here, which have since sort of like failed the yearly open and the 618. So now that we have also a new low, you could pull one from the really local stuff, maybe that failure there, or this one up here. So I think that one up there would be quite nice on Bitcoin. And we'll just delete this old one. So this is obviously a very micro time frame, and I do think if we do come down and maybe find a little bit of a bounce on sort of like 90.6 in the short term, but I think if we do come up again, you could probably short this area just on the stupid principle, and that would probably be maybe 93.5 up to 94, let's say, with a stop at 94.3 or 4. And yeah, if we do come back down to 90, 91, 91 right now, so like say we just don't even come up to there and do that, then you can obviously just extend it and then wait again for that. That's the only time I'd short because you're getting it high and the stops like very easy in validation. You don't really want to just like get go short like a up structure like this. It's pretty strong, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. But we are starting to see the local breakdowns on the short time frames. Yeah, those bands already get also getting quite tight. Let's just check the liquidations. Yeah, the high leverage stuff comes in at 94k, so we could see another like wick into basically the Stuba that I pointed out. With the target of around 90k, where those liquidations on CoinAnk were, where I'm talking about, so it all kind of lines up for that sort of really short term. Let me just draw it on my chart, and then we'll see what happens, like that, and then that into there, and then possibly some retest lower in like 86k. This sort of stuff is very interesting, and then the major stuff that I was talking about come in underneath this low here, which is very important. All of this, and yeah, loads of levels to retest below, and it's all looking pretty good. It's all looking pretty fine and dandy. Let's have a look at ETH Bitcoin. So we have made a new high, but ETH usually starts to gets like sold down on this sort of like thing. So what we want to do is we want to hold the weekly open at least, or there's obviously a smaller stuba back down here at the lows that we also want to hold as a higher low, and we can start farming out some structure, and that would actually be quite nice to maybe see a little run in the alts. And we're going to preemptively talk about maybe some good looking stuff if we do come back down for some retests. I think in between here, if we were to come down and do a hold there, that would be probably giga bullish for some alts. Sort of like just in between. Oops, let's put a ray on it. Sort of like in between there and there, literally just that little sweet spot there. Nice, nice, nice. ETH in general, yeah. I think we were talking about this on Monday that the weekly does look giga bottomed, and we have got that pop up so far into the Q2. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see this come back down again. Um, Due to this oscillator is probably going to print the green dot, but it's not going to do it on this week. It'll probably do it on the next week, which a lot of the time I see another retest of the lows or a candle like that, and that's when the green dot comes on, and then we get the breakout and it comes up like that. That's what I'm expecting for ETH, and I do think we are going to get that. Finally, for once. Yeah, those two weekly candles look good. This is the bounce one, and then we just need to hold a high low, and it'll probably be looking pretty good on the daily. It is lagging behind though, so we'll have to like maybe like Sol is doing a lot better, which has already broken its high. Uh, yeah, it's already up here at like 2K from ETH, which is very interesting. Yeah, I also wouldn't short this. You definitely could in the sort of like micro time frame, and it would be something like this. If we were to find resistance now, it would be a short on the Q4, and it would be all the way up here. And the reason I say that is obviously the uptrend is really strong, but we've done this little break on the 15-minute here now. And the fact that the short area is so high up, so sort of like a 1 or 2% stop, means I feel quite comfortable sort of like laddering in something there. Not too bad at all. Um, so yeah, there are a lot of things just lining up in the lower time frames, and there's a lot of things where you could actually try and get it higher and have just a very tight stop, even 1.5% from there. Um, if you're on 4x leverage, you're really chilling with that sort of stop. You're risking like 6% of your position, so you could even make your position size slightly bigger than 10% of your whole portfolio or your whole trading stack, but not too much bigger. Obviously, you want to keep it quite small, but yeah. Anyway, looking pretty decent. And yeah, levels to come back down is obviously going to be, I think, let's say it could actually come back down into. It could come all the way back down to 125, or actually slightly lower, 122 to 128. But I think the area of interest in the short term is obviously going to be this weekly open and this September bit where we have overlapping demand as well. Very clean, very nice to trade. If that comes back up, you can short that, and hopefully it comes back down into here, and that's where you long. So happy days. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm not really trying to like. I mean, you can really go into like the micro time frames and start scalping out, which is good. But I'm not. I'm just not really trying to force it. I don't want to get absolutely rinsed by the market. Popcat's been doing really well. We've actually held this order block as well. I think, let me just take off that. It's sort of there. So we've held that really nicely. We have had the breakdown from here, and we are finding resistance. So it's going to be interesting to see if we pop through that and find it as support. In the short term, yeah, it looks really good, doesn't it? I think it's funny because everyone always loves to shit on Popcat, and I think it's done the biggest move off its low. I mean, obviously excluding all the shit coins and all the crazy ones, I think it's. I mean, 240% is nothing to sneer at, you know? And even like from here, it did a 60% spike. So the volatility is definitely there. Um, yeah, again, you could get your Stuber out, but I'm not really as confident on this. Let me just have a look and see what this range is. It's slightly more volatile as well, 5% range. So I'm not looking to short this until I see something a little bit more substantial. If this February was to break on this, so say we dipped the low and closed and then we came back up, I would be way more willing to short. But right now I just don't really want to get in front of it. When Popcat goes, she bloody goes, mate. As you can see. But yeah, we have hit this area of overlapping resistance, which would have been a nice area to try and get a short. But it's quite hard to set things on Popcat because the wicks can be. This could have wicked all the way up to there, which is about 6-7%. Like you don't want to be setting orders on something like that. So yeah, just one to watch. Get in the like lower time frames, the 3 minute. Start getting your stubes out, or get your combination bands, and you can pull out some good percentage. Popcat also, let me just tell you something as well. It loves to retest like swings. It just loves doing it. So if you were to sort of like get your fibs out, or say like here as well. Say you're here on this chart and you're like, okay, we've broken structure. I'm going to short this high where the lit grab was. Bang, get that. What's that move on the 3 minute? 6% move in an hour and a half. Like, this is more how you want to trade Popcat. Now we made a new low, come up. Oh, we're going to hold it. Okay. What's this? Another 6%. Like, you can really pull it out. I'd be interested to see a bot on this, actually. I think a bot would be probably quite good. Maybe on something like the 45 minute, which are just where it just like in this sort of area where it ranges, it's obviously not going to be very good, but that's where you pull out your fibs and you pull out your ranging sort of like um, your ranging tactics, let's say. And then when it goes like this, that's when you catch the whole thing from the bot. That would be very interesting. But yeah, enough on Popcat. Let me get the chat up as well. Griffin appears to be back. Oh yeah, someone was talking about that as well. And I said we need to gain this, and then it literally just did that in the evening after I checked the chart, and I was like, looking good. So yeah, buying retests is the motive. It is the motive for now. But yeah, if you're like upset that you've missed the move, just don't be. It was obviously very violent and very quick. The best place to long was the 86 level where we like stalled for a little bit, but yeah, don't be upset. You're gonna get retests. You're gonna get opportunities. And if you are really like, if you really want to get into the charts and like start taking some trades, I just recommend going on the 3 minute of Podcast, or just get your stupid fibs out and just wait. Just don't force anything, because that's how you're gonna get burnt. So, best place along was. Oh, I'm obviously the best place along was 8K, but I'm saying the most high conviction long you could have got was 86. I'll just quickly show you what I mean on the hourly. Uh, this retest here, this little thing here, this retest of this high was perfect because obviously this area was nice to try and like accumulate a long. But if you missed that, this retest was literally just perfect. 86k. Obviously, it wasn't the perfect area to long, but it was the most high conviction trade you could have got. So now it's just a little bit late. I wouldn't be long in this. Um, Griffin, yeah, let's have a look at Griffin. I'm actually quite happy with this. I still own a bag, and I don't like this chart, but let's get get a fresh chart. Let's get a nice fresh chart so we can just. That's not a fresh chart. Qcoin? Nah, come on, man. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, Wi-Fi. Please. Oh no. You guys can still hear me right now, or not? Is it just my trading view? No, please, fuck's sake. Nothing is loading. Are we back? Are we back? Okay, I think we're back. No, we're not back. Oh, it's painful. This is painful. This is very painful. Yeah, nothing's loading. Yo, chill. Trading view, man. Okay. Are we back? Can you hear me now? Yeah, I think we are back. Damn, what's going on with my internet today? It's really bad. Like, really, really bad. So, talking about Griffin, and the level to flip for me was this. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Was that, and we're kind of just on it, like, just trying to do it right now. It's kind of retesting. I think this looks like it's gonna come back down. So yeah, we're gonna get our chance to load this up. I think whether it fails here or it comes back here. You guys can hear me, right? Okay, I think you can. And then maybe it does this March or even fails here. I think I'm going to reaccumulate some in this area. Yeah, yeah. Especially that Q2 level. I think that's really. This is very attractive. Hello. Can you? But yes, we can hear you. Okay, cool. You're bugging me out, Zeus, man. I hate internet problems, man. I hate when tech goes bad. It's just pissing me off so much. That's such like a 21st century kid thing to say, but it just pisses me off so much. But yeah, looking good. I'm gonna accumulate some around the Q2 on Griffin. Anyway, there if you're trading this leverage, there's definitely a potential short in this area. If we do come back up. But yeah, I'm not really looking to mess with that actually, personally. So yes, looking very good. I enjoy. And yeah, if we do that gain on the daily, then the next big gain is 7.5. And if we do that, like if we do this, I need to stop saying like so much, but if we do that, oh my god, we're gonna start ripping this stuff. And it's gonna be really good fun. Very, very good fun. But yeah, I think ETH's gonna tell us a lot. Like the ETH Bitcoin chart is gonna tell us a lot about how alts are gonna act, and especially I'm keeping an eye on Sol as well. So I got the Sol Dom chart up here, which looks a bit better than ETH. Looks way stronger. So Griffin can reject and do two, right? What do you mean, bro? Griffin can reject and do what? Daily open, yes, yes, it can right here. Actually, it can. It looks to be struggling right now. I wouldn't short that just yet. The reason I wouldn't is because we have gained this level so far. Obviously, we want to see it on the daily time frame. We have gained it on the daily time frame, and we are testing it as support. So, I mean, there could be a very micro And the reason I say that is because literally just off this lip, we're finding resistance. It just isn't my favorite thing to do. I would feel much more comfortable up here. But by all means, if you're trying to take a short on your stops, I mean, actually, bro, look at that. That moves 4%. Nah, I'm not messing with that. There's no way. I'm not touching this. Maybe at March on 2x, but even then, I mean, nah. Yeah, nah, not for me. This is dangerous. This is very, very dangerous. Look at that move, 125%. Jeez. Mountain Dew. I've got a Tenzing here. So yeah, what did everyone else say before I had some problems? Griffin, don't get cocky with Pop Key. Even Citadel, the shit he did a 300% pump. Yeah, but fuck Citadel. Move this Citadel shit. Citadel. Actually, I don't. I need the. Nah, I can't even be bothered to look at that bullshit. Popcat's just so much better in every way. Looking to load up on some Mr. MicroStrategy. Spot for a hold. What you reckon, Jack? Ooh. Yeah, stocks. So yeah, obviously you guys know I've talked about Nike quite extensively as probably my top stock. MSTR. I mean, I never really got buying MSTR unless you're going to put it in an ISA, which makes a lot of sense. I never really got buying the stock that owns Bitcoin. I'd rather just buy Bitcoin. But yeah, this looks really good. This has actually broken that high. We need to see the daily close. I mean, actually, that was the previous day. No, that closed above. Yeah, that's just a very significant close yesterday. Sort of like above there, this literal area. Um, yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Support in November. This little swing got tested. Yeah, man. That looks good. I would not buy any here just for the off chance that we come up to December right now and we do a rejection on the first go. I would obviously look to accumulate in this area here, sort of let's say 330 to as far down as 280. You could start accumulating some. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. I guess that does swing way higher than Bitcoin itself. Interesting. But yeah, I like it. It's done a significant close on literally just yesterday's candle. So yeah, the previous close was really good. I just think also though this structure takes a tiny bit longer to play out. It's not just straight blast off. It's uh it's a test and a little bit more accumulation, higher low, the whole jazz. But yeah, generally very happy with that. No, best place long, yeah. Set alert around 309. Yeah, I hear that. Especially if we go down to the hourly, actually. I think, yeah, it could just hold the weekly open and keep going up. But if you wanted to accumulate some spot, this would be your area right here. Just there. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, NSI, PP, and ISA. Nice. Cool. Thanks. Having a good time. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I'll try and take some videos for you guys, but we're not going to live stream the event for obvious reasons. We just don't want anyone to get in trouble, or you know, it's just like it's a little bit precarious, and only Max is allowed to be on the decks from the party and stuff like that. So it's just a bit, yeah, we just don't. 1 or 2. But there'll be more. um, what's Farcoin doing? This is like the best looking chart. I think Farcoin is very, very strong. Damn, that would have been a really good level to long this, wouldn't it? No. Magnet, please. That little lip right there. I mean, this thing is not going to stop. If it does a little high low here, then we could possibly accumulate a little bit in here. But yeah, it's just this is a fucking sick coin. I love this shit. It has done a small break on the lower time frames, just there. This one. So just like with other alts, there's probably a Stuber back at the top. But that's a pretty strong coin. I'm not really sure if I want to short this that much. I'd rather long it there. Deep. We're in too deep. So Deep's doing the nice little dumperoo. As for where this could stop, there's a massive fair value gap here. Even though I'm not really into them that much, I do respect people that use them because it makes a lot of sense in a trading sort of perspective. That something that shoots up really fast is obviously going to leave a lot of imbalances and liquidity below it. So I think a retest of the yearly open is very, very possible, especially in this little block here. That little block calls out to my name. And yeah, I think that's probably a good area to try and catch along. That would be about 10 cent to 5 cent. Very, very simple. And then yeah, if we do come up, I'm not really interested in shorting that on deep. Just personal preference, to be honest. Let's have a look at some of the bigger ones. I mean, Tia's just still lagging behind. I do have some orders set on Tia. I actually have decided to ladder some in between here. So if we do get the rejection right there, I'm going to be laddering into my already underwater position, but I'm going to do what I said and lower the entry price a little bit. And that's in between, obviously not financial advice. I need to start saying not financial advice because when I post these on YouTube, they start getting flagged. So that would be 2.6 to 2.5-ish area. I've landed a few bids in there. Nothing crazy because I've still got a high margin position on this on low leverage, but yeah, I want to lower my price below $4. So that if we get up to like 3.8, I would love to just take the whole thing off. Just kill the trade and then come back down and then maybe I'll try and get something else on. But that's only if we break and do that. There's a whole series of things that need to happen first. Yeah, will you go to token 2049? Should I? Is it easy to get tickets? I would actually be down. I'd actually be very much down. Check out Farcoin 2.0. Bro, what is this? Is my Wi-Fi even going to let me? This site can't be reached. Oh, come on, guys. Deck screen is not loading, so I'll have to have a look at it in a second, bro. But that market cap's down 65%. Anyway, in the short term, let's just. Oh, come on. Come on, guys. Yeah, so render's actually something that looks decently strong. It actually has done yeah, we are actually breaking down right now. We have this bearish div, so I think it's going to play out. And I would be looking to sort of potentially long march on a hold. But my ultimate target for render would probably be the Q2, as it has been untested. I just don't think we're going to get that yet. It just looks very strong. It could even hold sort of like this swing here, or it could come back down and then do that. I think that would make a lot of sense for something like render. The reason I like render is because it's in the AI sort of like area, and I would like to backtest in between March and that high. I think that would look very good. That also happens to be something at 4.1, but yeah. I mean, you can see if I literally just do this and take these off, you can see that we've literally just flipped the level. So we've come up to here, found resistance, of course, and we're currently back testing this level that we flipped. This one, resistance here, bang, back test. Let's see if we go a little bit lower, maybe down into 3.8, and then do that. Looks good though. Sometimes you just got to turn off them indicators and just be like, look at something with a clean, fresh pair of eyes. Again, not wholly interested in shorting that. I was actually checking near last night, and I wanted to short this, but I kind of missed I missed it last night. I literally wanted to short this candle, but I don't even know what I was doing. I was probably just fried or something. So yeah, if we do come back up there, maybe I'll do it again down to the weekly open, which is untested by the way. But nothing really to say at the moment on near. Just came up and hit resistance. I think that might be a good area for a long. Locally, you could have a little stuber there as well. Yeah, just makes sense. It just makes sense. We'll have to watch the long to short ratio when we come back down. We don't want it to go too high, because if the longs do start increasing, we're probably gonna just rip it the other way. We want to keep the shorts in the market, so very good, very good. So AVEX started doing the breakdowns from the daily open just after we closed the candle. We closed it underneath March and then did the retest quickly. Oh, come on, Wi-Fi. You can do it. You can do it, brother. This is really painful this morning. I might have to bounce quite early. Oh, but I don't want to. Please, sir. Struggle. Wi-Fi, please. Yeah, bro. Unfortunately, my Wi-Fi is being really bad, so it's probably on my end and not on your end, guys. So apologies for that. It's uh, it's something that I can't really do anything about. I have fiber optic. I have it all plugged in. It's just it just fluctuates a bit in my area because there's a lot of people. I think a lot of people on my street also work from home. So some mornings, if like half the street's on video calls, it's just really patchy. It's so annoying. Not much I can do about it, unfortunately. Um, can you look at dot and link? Yeah, let's do dot and link. By the way, on AVAX, this is something that definitely could be shorted. If we do sort of like a local thing like that, you could get a quick short over there just because it lines up with March and the daily open and stuff like that. And you short it all the way back down to sort of like 19.8 weekly open, previous weekly open and stuff like that. All that down there. Or just a retest of this previous high, which is 20.5. Uh, yeah, obviously just a little scalp, and there might even actually be a bigger one up there by September. So we'll have to see. And yeah, let's look at dot and link. So yeah, by the way, I'm talking about shorting, but everything looks really good. I'm talking about shorting just to gig along, and this means like really short-term pullbacks, just down to like weekly opens or something. So something like dot, which is very close to its weekly open, actually looks not too bad to actually break out. Hmm. What kind of time frame are you looking at this on? Dot and link. Are you looking like daily? Are you looking like we want to get a 4 hour swing, or are we doing like 15-minute, 1 hour scalps? The weekly's actually tested. It looks quite interesting. That's fully reset on the hour. That 4 hour looks like it could come down a bit more to the weekly open. That weekly open literally comes bang on here. Look, that's literally bang on. Very interesting. I quite like that. I quite like that weekly open long as a possible area. What's the range on this? Yeah, 1%. Not bad. It's actually quite nice. That 3.85 to 3.89 area, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Short term, yeah, we are breaking down. We're losing levels. You could have maybe caught something on this breaker structure, the first one, there to there, just because that was the micro break from here. And then yeah, you obviously got that. Yeah, interesting. Not too bad. Dot's actually lagging behind most other coins. It actually made a new low, and we've only done 30% off its low, which is really bad. Actually, really really bad. 4 hour. Yeah, I think the 4 hour looks good, man. Like you don't really want to bet against this. It is bearishly divvying up this move, but we're making high highs and high lows, so you want to obviously look for longs here. You don't really want to short it unless it's like a lower time frame scalp. I would obviously the giga long area is going to be in between 375 and 365. If you do get there, then long that and probably long it on 3 or 4x and then just have your stop, a 3.6 or something like that just underneath. Maybe like yeah, just above 3.6, 361 ish, 361 ish. And then yeah, you could set an alert on the weekly open and just monitor the price action once we're there. If you get like a wick and then a 4 hour close above, it's possible that you could take a little long on that position on that area. Not bad. Not bad. Not good though. Link. So Link is still in a downtrend on the daily time frame, through all the bullishness and all the hype, it's still downtrending on the daily. And the thing we need to break is obviously this. Uh, this is like similar to what 88k was for Bitcoin, and we've already done the break and fly into the heavens. If we break that, we're gonna go straight to here, like literally straight into this stuff. For right now, the 4-hour trend has broken. We have broken this. We've obviously made a new high from there, and there's definitely a stuber that you could pull from there to there, which I'll just do right now. And yeah, currently we're holding the Q3, which is really nice. It's a hold of these levels. Very, very interesting, actually. The giga long level is Q3 to May. That's the like accumulate your 3x long position and just wait. 3.15 to 3.5, not financial advice, by the way. Something that I would probably be looking at as a high conviction trade. If you're trying to do something a little bit more techie on this, mm, mm, I'm not sure about shorting at the moment. That 4-hour candle looks nice. It's bearishly different. Yeah, I would just wait for the lower to long, to be fair. I think that area seems nice. I think Maz asked me about Link on Tuesday, and I said this area as well. 13.1 to 13.5 is an area of interest for me. Because then I can just chill. I can just ladder in a 3x position and just chill. It's just no stress. No like waiting to see the reaction in this level. That's just a giga buy for me. Conversely, on Ada, I think this is probably going to hold Q2 maybe. Some things might hold Q2, as they have a little sort of like accumulation block just below it that hasn't been retested. On the 4-hour, it doesn't look like much, but that's also the top of this. So the top of this structure, which was resistance twice, which is also the Q2 and also the hourly block. This could actually very well hold here and keep going. Or it will find resistance here and it will carve out a little range between 7-1 and the weekly open underneath here for a little bit. Either way, it just looks really good. And if we break 7-4, sort of 7-2 to 7-4, yeah, we're gonna start mooning, aren't we? Up to like over $1 on a lot of this stuff. We're just starting to break out, so you want to start building positions on low leverage when we pull back. The more scalping like short-term stuff is obviously you could maybe try get a couple shorts, but even like on this, if we go down into the 15-minute on ADA, the shorts have kind of played out already. The short was here. This was the short there. Now we've done about 5%. We've actually broken again the microstructure from there to there. And there's also a potential long now scalp in here, just where the combination band comes up. Because like you could get one all the way down at like 673, 672. Literally just have to stop like 0.5%. It's like barely any risk. But that's if you really want to get down into the dirty scalping sort of stuff. Which I'm not really, I don't really do that much of that anymore. But yeah, looking pretty good, isn't it? Is everyone enjoying the volatility? Um, Injective is looking also very decent. I remember I remember I had orders set. So on Injective, I actually had spot orders set at $7, and I had 3x. I had 3x leverage orders as well. Because I obviously bought FET and Link and stuff, and I said ETH got stopped out, Solana didn't. Injective was another one that got stopped out when I was talking to you guys, and it's because we wicked all the way down to 6.3. So my orders in here obviously got stopped. But the spot buy is looking good, and I don't think we're going to stop until we get up to $10, really. This is probably going to just keep going. It's just whether it gives an entry or not. Now, you don't really want to get caught longing here for it to go like that and do that. I mean, there's definitely potential. There is definitely potential. What's Hype doing? I haven't even had a look at Hype. I'm I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this coin. Yeah, it kind of just looks like it's just doing the bullish backtest. This also doesn't look rinsed yet. I mean, it's yeah, it's made a little low on the oscillator, but this I'm expecting to hold. So if you're not in a hype position, I mean, obviously we're super overextended, but I don't see this stopping just yet. I think we could get one more little spike up to 21. Yeah, one more little spike. And what's Doge doing? Yeah, Doge is an interesting one because I don't think it's ever a bad time to buy Doge. I mean, obviously, if you're up here or you're up there, you're not very happy. But once the price like accumulates like this, if you just accumulate some, it's obviously gonna have a pop at some point. So, like accumulate, pop, accumulate, pop, accumulate, pop. It's just it's old reliable for me actually. And every time it pops, it does a couple 100%. Pretty darn decent. Um, yeah. What else? What else are we looking at, guys? Anything else in particular, or is my Wi-Fi really struggling again? By the way, FET is looking so strong. This is looking really, really good. This is my biggest altcoin. I round tripped 80% of my position. By the way, I know I told you guys that I was accumulating FET. I actually fumbled this at 10 cent. It was way before here. It was actually before on this chart. I fumbled it at 10 cent and then decided to accumulate at like 30 cent. Literally in this circle at the end of 2023. And then I sold 10% up here, somewhere in here. And then I sold another 10% here. And then I round tripped the rest because I thought we were going to get the alt season in this accumulation. And we're going to do that at least. But, yeah, man. I mean, we came all the way back down to pre-bull market levels. If this were to come down and retest the Q2 as well, I think this is I mean, it's a safe bet because it's a great project. They obviously had problems with their merger, which is probably why was not why it's dumped so much. Every altcoin's dumped so much. But I just think this is a very safe bet. This and Tau, if you want to go for AI and you want to go crypto and you want to go really good established projects, quite high market cap, but can still like Injective's below 1 billion market cap. That could like I'm not saying it could 10x in this cycle, but I know I was telling you guys that I can see Injective at 10 bill market cap, and I still can see it at 10 bill market cap. So these are good projects, um, and yeah, I do like them. I trust them. Yeah, they might not go into crazy 10x bull markets and start breaking all-time highs, but in general, it's safe to say that two 300% pumps. I'm not. I think that's going to be a minimum for me actually. If we do see a little uptick on ETH, and that's obviously going to depend on breaking Q2 on ETH and then seeing some higher prices. As I know I've been banging on about this like 3,000, 3.3k, like this area I've been banging on about for ages, literally ages since like here. It's like if the lower we don't go down, the higher we're gonna go to rip all this stuff, and it's just yeah. So yeah, we want to see that. Once we see that, we might even just get the mini alt season, but it won't be crazy 10x pumps. It'll be 300%, and then call it quits. Even on ETH, like it'll probably be only yeah, it probably won't even be 100% on ETH. Render. Yeah, we did have a look at Render. Again, another really good AI coin that I like a lot. I just don't own any. I mean, I don't have space for everything. I would if I could. Don't get me wrong. I'd be buying 10 bags of everything. 10 raccoonies here, 10 raccoonies there. But yeah. Oh, come on. Why does it keep doing that? Is anyone else's trading view bugging, or is it just mine? Just mine, yeah. Cool. But yeah, Render is obviously another really good shout for an AI coin that I think, I just think AI coins is just the one. I know Viking was talking about robotics stocks, and I do agree with that. I just think it's a match made in heaven, isn't it? It's a match made in heaven. It's almost like crypto and gaming, AI and crypto. You know, America with their data centers and they're pushing it, and yeah, it's just gonna get crazy, isn't it? Like I do genuinely believe that one day we will get that one big alt season, and it's gonna just be every AI coin is gonna just do 10, 20x. It's just gonna be one of those ones. Obviously, it doesn't. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I can see it happening at some point. Render looks really good, man. On the daily, like you can just see that this is gonna be the double bottom. That's the double bottom. It's also the deviation. That's the retest right here. That's the retest that matters. And then that's the breakout into resistance. Bang, another retest. Squeeze up. I mean, it just looks. It's perfect. This is bottomy charts 101. So yeah, be patient. Wait for your entries. Don't go crazy with leverage. Even better if you have a nice amount of capital. Just chill on spot, and you'll be able to make like a couple 100% in the next couple months, hopefully. I hope so. I hope we get that one Bitcoin move like last cycle that it bearishly divs. So it goes over the all-time high and people get really giga bullish, and then the long to short ratio goes to like 70% long. Obviously the oscillators and the momentum is super drained and everything, and then alts pop off for like 4 weeks and then it's just done. Finished. Bear market time. 50k, here we come. But we don't live in an ideal world, do we? But yeah, in general, I think what I'm going to start doing as well, if I can remember, is the best setups that I've said. I'll put a chart. I'll either put the charts in altcoins in the chat because I realized that the altcoin chat is a little bit. It's not really too many charts or like I'm gonna call them calls, but there's not really too many. It's almost just like this altcoin pumped well or this I post my trade. It's more like that. So I'll try put some charts and some more setups in the altcoin chat for you guys to check. Or if I really like it, I might make a pro signals, but I don't really wanna. I want to keep the pro signals clean with the actual real pros, you know. But yeah, Arve is actually looking decently interesting now that I just look at this. Definitely might hold Q4. Anyone interested in this? Obviously, if this were to come down to November, like 143, 140, I'm gonna gig along that. But yeah, looks very interesting. Render Ondo, yeah. So Ondo, someone likes Ondo in here. Crypto, yeah. Ondo did the super retrace. It's literally on the level to break right now. This is the accumulation level. This is probably going to get supported by its weekly open. And that is you're basically coming up to the major accumulation phase. And what you could do with this is because the coin is quite stable. Obviously, going on spot is the best thing, and you could accumulate in this sort of like 10% range. But you could even just like build a position on 3x in between there and there, and that would make quite a lot of sense. You know, your stop could probably be just below, and then if you do get stopped, hopefully you reaccumulate at 7.5. I like it, man. This is a really good chart because it's done the deviation, it's done the full retest of this move, and it's looking to break out the stupid pocket now. This is nice. This is very nice. I like it a lot. And yeah, I know I was probably pretty wrong in saying to accumulate some up here, but um, I mean, obviously you got the bearishly retest there before you did this. Now, if you did accumulate like there, which I probably said, which was wrong, you could lower your position in between here and here, and then once we get the breakout, if we do get the breakout, we'll come back up to here, and you could be in profit because your entry would probably be somewhere in here. Just a thought, especially if you're on spot. It's basically what I'm doing with Tia actually, so I don't have to take a minus, whatever loss you're in. Hmm. So yeah, I think that's all I got. I'll post a couple of the charts of the setups in the altcoin chat after I do this. If anyone's got anything else to look at in the meantime or potential trade opportunity, um, then yeah, let me know. I don't really want to look at BNB. It's pretty solid. Sui, I don't want to short. Yeah, it's just obviously it looks like it wants to roll over a little bit, but you don't want to get in the way of that. Um, yeah, in general, the market looks really good. Just don't prematurely short because you're gonna get burnt right now. Wait for the Stuba, wait for the bearish retest, and then just make sure your stop's at 1 or 2%. So then if you do get ripped through, you're not like hurting. You can just be like, oh, on to the next one. And in general, I am waiting for retests. I think everyone is, but yeah, the the most bullish thing that looks to me to long potentially is Aave. Yeah. Did that little pop, closed above. Support, probably gonna, like, the daily just looks like it wants to go and test 190, doesn't it? And Tau looks really good as well. Tau looks good. Injective's looking good for a breakout, but it's still got a bit of work to do to catch up to the others. Uh, this actually potentially looks not too bad. I've just got too many lines on. These are levels that I could probably take off now. Yeah, that's obviously been retested. That's not been tested. That is what? What is that? Oh, that's the range high from all the way back there. That's the range high. That's the mid. So we tested the mid. We're actually above the range high from all the way back here. Interesting. Yeah, it just looks good, doesn't it? Everything looks decent. Everything looks decent. In the short term, though, I mean, yeah, there's even something like that. And the reason why that's kind of mildly attractive is because the stop's probably going to be, yeah, not too bad, 2%. Not the worst. Not the worst at all. We'll end off by checking the long to short ratio again. I expect, yeah, longs are coming in. Still, not too many longs. Still at 0.69%. Or 0.69. And yeah, on trading light, there's absolutely no orders, so we're kind of just in a little bit of a dead zone right now. It's probably going to be like this for a tiny bit, and then it's going to keep going. But yeah, this is probably the best thing that can happen is flat and sideways, or just slightly a little bit down into these accumulation areas, like Q2 retests, weekly open retests, stuff like that, would be very healthy for the whole market. Instead of just shooting back up and then we do a really bad, really big dump after. But yeah, pretty good. I'm gonna bounce. I will be streaming tomorrow. Half an hour before I start today. And yeah, I'll make some posts in the altcoin chat on some of the things we talked about, so you guys can reference that, and I can also reference that because I kind of forget. Got the memory of a goldfish. But yeah, cheers, Maz. I'll see you. I'll see you in Dubes, mate. Have a good one, guys. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye bye.